And I'm going to be teaching you about climate change. Climate is the average weather, temperature, and conditions for a place over time. Changes in the Earth's weather over time is climate change. Many factors contribute to changes in the Earth's weather over time, one of them being the burning of fossil fuels. Burning these fuels, such as coal and oil, release greenhouse gases into the atmosphere, which get trapped in and create heat. Temperatures have been rising since the Industrial Revolution due to greenhouse gas emissions, but in the last 20 to 30 years, emissions have increased dramatically, mostly in developed countries like China and the U.S. As you can see in the graphic, China, the world leader in emissions, creates 26.83% of all emissions in the world, or 11,735 million metric tons of carbon dioxide equivalent. The USA is second, with 14.36%, or 6,279.8 million metric tons of carbon dioxide. The top 10 countries in emissions create more than 50% of all the carbon dioxide emissions in the world. Some people may argue that it is natural for the Earth's climate to change over time, and while that is true, the way that it is currently changing is unnatural and only due to human activities as the temperature risen so much. Global warming is the rising temperatures all over the Earth. Temperatures across the globe are rising and will continue to rise unless we do something about it. Some evidence to support this is that 8 out of the top 10 warmest years on record in the United States have happened since 1998, and 10 out of the top 10 warmest years on record in the world have happened since 1998. If the Earth continues warming at its current rate, then temperatures will rise by 2.7 to 3.7 degrees Celsius by the year 2100. Some effects of global warming are rising temperatures, lengthening of the frost-free season, and changes in precipitation and weather patterns, more droughts and heat waves, stronger and more intense hurricanes like both Harvey and Irma, and sea levels will rise by 1 to 4 feet, which will end up flooding coastal cities and may cause any people to lose their homes if they live near the ocean, and also the Arctic may become ice-free. Efforts to stop or slow the effects of climate change have become increasingly popular in the past few years. The result of this is the Paris Agreement. The Paris Agreement unites all world nations in tackling climate change and the warming of the Earth. More than 200 countries have combined in an effort to curb the effects of climate change and rising temperatures. The goal is to keep the global temperatures to under 2 degrees Celsius above pre-industrial revolution temperatures. This is because the changes to the Earth become irresistible at 2 degrees Celsius above those temperatures. They are attempting to do this by limiting the amount of greenhouse gases that countries can emit. They will then review each country's emissions every 5 years and evaluate plans to help cut emissions even further. Richer countries are supposed to donate money to the Paris Agreement so that developing countries can make the switch to renewable resources easier. It will end up costing these countries $100 billion per year to keep all developing countries in the agreement and switching to renewable resources. This may sound like a lot of money, but it will be well worth it if it keeps the temperatures down. This has been Brett Eads. Thank you for learning with me about climate change. I hope you learned something. Here are all the sources that I used.